Hi, Tom Cole, the coach for Steve Taylor's Community Connection, and I'm here with the CEO, the big boss, the general manager, the guy that makes all the decisions. It's an honor to have with Steve and Terry, Josh Radtkin, who is all of those things for the Glass City Wranglers, an outstanding professional basketball team in our community. And Josh, welcome to Steve Taylor Community Connection, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, I'll just lead you into one and turn you over to Steve and Terry, but an undertaking like this, you know, I know a little bit of what goes into that. You're a strong man, you know, you're like Steve. You don't mind taking on challenges because that's a challenge, right? Because you're handling so many people. You got to find places to play, uniforms, sponsors. I mean, people don't understand. So you've been successful. You know, you've been successful, and I think even bigger success coming. What are the hurdles that are still ahead of you? I know you're moving to Owens, which will be a great place for you to play.
Yeah. So we got welcomed by Owens Community College to have all our home games at Owens. And that's phenomenal because we're going into our third season as the professional team here in the Glass City community. And just having that opportunity to play at Owens within a short amount of time is really great, and it reassures me what we're doing. And some of the hurdles that I've had to accomplish was figuring out who's a good fit for our organization and who wouldn't be a good fit for our organization.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
which is tough.
It really is, because, you know, at this point in time, there's a lot of people that want to be part of this community, be part of this organization, and we have to just kind of make a decision if it's going to actually be a mutual benefit, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure we're helping out our sponsors, helping out our partners, right? So one of the things that I recently accomplished is we partnered with the Toledo Police and Toledo Fire. They do charity benefit basketball games, and so we were asked to help out with one of the events. And the proceeds went to the Frederick Douglass Center. Which was great, because our whole goal is to give back to the community as well. And so with working with the police, working with the fire, it kind of shows the community that, you know, we're trying to take the steps in the right direction to get the community involved, compared to just playing the game of basketball. And yes, our guys are professional athletes, but we want it to be more of a community organization, community team. We want the community supporting us, even though we are providing jobs for the athletes and the staff. So it's been a tough hurdle to tackle, but, you know, we're starting to make really good strides, and so we're really excited.
But what struck me so much about what you said, Josh, is that it's really how Steve works. I'm surprised you two have such a similar philosophy, because Steve puts people, he brings in people that are a fit for his business. That doesn't mean that, you know, they're not great people if they don't, you know, but Steve has an ability to see, this person will work for us, you know, and it is finding a fit, because if you get, even if they're good, talented people, but they're not a fit for your organization, you're going to have problems. And you and Steve have that same philosophy.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example, and that goes with our athletes, and that goes with our staff and our partners and sponsors. You know, it's a longevity event. So we want to establish good relationships. So if I can't have a good conversation with somebody, whether it's an athlete, sponsor, then it's just not a good fit. You know, because we want likewise people around us, because it's a lot easier to grow. Everybody with similar goals, visions, and mindsets. And so that's really important. That actually helps you grow on a strategic planning a lot faster, compared to just taking whoever, you know, resume looks really good on paper versus how it is in the real world. You know, so another thing we did is we actually partnered with, well, we didn't partner, we are actually sponsoring Cardinal Stritch. So my guys are in the position where we put together our mentorship for Cardinal Stritch's basketball program. So our athletes are going to be mentoring these young men, telling them about their experience and other options that could be after high school basketball. Because maybe after high school basketball, they're not going to play at a higher level, which is okay. Everybody has different goals. But sports have really helped me be successful in my different ways, with setting goals, being persistent, you know, learning how to take a failure as not a real failure, but in a learning experience, you know, and making adjustments. And then we're also putting together a scholarship program for one of the athletes that completes this mentorship to give back to the community. So again, it's getting the right organizations, the right people, you know, with us to help continue to grow this. And so that's really cool that, you know, we have some
absolutely. It's so similar philosophy.
Exactly. Talk to us and to the folks watching a little bit about the team.
You know, like I'm sure people out there want to know, like you talked about, you're at Owens, but when are the games? Who do you play? A little bit maybe about the team, where they come from. Are they, you know, local? Are they from out of town? Just give people a little, you know, 30,000-foot view of the Quad City Wranglers.
So we have a lot of guys that are coming from out of town to play for us now. Okay. And the reason why is because the previous years we've helped guys get contracts to the next level of basketball, whether it's going to get private training sessions with the G League, which is the NBA G League, or it's to go to Mexico, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia. So there's so many different levels of basketball in different countries, and we had 4 guys get different contracts last year. So we have that reputation that guys want to get to the next level, that they can come to us and we can help them. So with that being said, some of our guys are already did play pro overseas, but COVID kind of screwed things up and set people back, right? So they're kind of in the limbo status. So if these guys don't stay active, they don't stay active with basketball, then they become irrelevant kind of. So we have, for example, our starting 5 could be right now 6'9", 6'8", 6'8", 6'6", and 6'5". Wow. So these aren't guys that are right out of high school. Like we have top level athletes that have played prior overseas or at a higher level of college. Wow. So that's one of the questions I get a lot. Is like, okay, well, you know, it's comparable to these guys just right out of high school, and they're not. They're at a higher level. But we do help some of those younger guys develop. So our games are going to be at Owens, and the really neat thing why I like this business model that we have is our games don't start till the beginning of March.
Right.
So then we don't overlap as much with college or high school basketball, right? So everybody knows March Madness, right?
Right.
You know, our games are just starting in March, which is cool. So now we can have that crowd of fans and support that can have a good transition over. And then we go to about the end of June, and some of the teams we play are cities of Flint, Dayton. We play a team from West Virginia. We play a team from New York. And so it's really neat. So there's 54 teams in the league. Wow. And it's divided into regions, so we don't have to worry about paying to have my guys fly across the United States unless we get to the tournament. So last year we finished top 8 out of 52 teams.
Wow.
Which was phenomenal. It was our second year. So we have a lot of really good momentum and supports, and again, Owens welcoming us. It was a blessing. It was great to have.
Nice. And it's just one thing I really want to ask you. This is much bigger than maybe people realize.
It is,
and I've been that awareness part of it, and you know, the growth that I see moving forward. I mean, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And Steve, Tom, and myself just want to thank you for thinking enough about the Taylor Automotive family and asking Tom and myself if we would be board members. I mean, that is just phenomenal. You know what I mean? And you remember I said to you, "Are you sure you want me to be a board? Are you sure you want me to be a board member?" And you was like, "Yes, listen, yes, I do." And so I am so inspired. I'm really excited to be a part of it.
No, that's great. I mean, I did have that conversation with you, and I kind of turned around and flipped a coin and was. I'm just kidding. No, I mean,
I'm used to it. I get it every day.
You know? So, I mean, just your presence. I mean, all your guys' presence just have a great vibe, and it's really good.
Thank you.
Know? And I mean, another thing is every time I come to this location, as soon as I walk in the door, I just feel like a sense of like being comfortable and being welcome, you know, and then you look around and you see the sales rep sitting at their desk, smiling, but it's even better seeing the clients there sitting there smiling, having a conversation. So like everything you're doing there is just it just makes me feel so comfortable.
That's Steve's leadership. You know, just like you with the Wranglers, it comes from the top.
Right.
You know, if the guy or gal at the top is uptight and you know they don't handle people right, and then you get that uptight vibe, and it's leadership. That's what it is. So
you know, I think it's great what you're doing in the community, and like you said, you know, you're giving back, you're getting your athletes involved, and you know, I mean, it's so great what you're doing. And hopefully folks out there watching want to have some fun, and come March they'll come out to Owens and check you guys out. And now we can't let you leave without talking about your you know, your other business with the belts and the chains and stuff, because the more football I'm watching, the more I see, and I know you got some deals. Some of that stuff I'm seeing on the sidelines coming from you.
Yeah, a lot of it. So I make championship belts like everybody knows wrestling belts or UFC boxing belts. So I make specific belts for different awards. So when you see a belt on the sideline, it's specifically for that organization. So I don't I don't make a product that can be resold using, you know, like the Notre Dame logo or Ohio State logo, for example. It's only for the organization, which is really unique because then it makes it more special.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I make those awards. I also make big gaudy necklaces with big medallions. Also, people know them as turnover chains.
Yes,
that's right.
We use that as another way to motivate people in different industries, whether it's me working with the armed forces or maybe their recruitment, maybe for their inter-squad troops training.
Okay.
Some of our products have been over in Germany where U.S. stations are. You know, so anything that people have done for a trophy over the past years, we now make championship belts or championship chains. It just provides a new form of energy and excitement to get people motivated. Right? And so, and yeah, we have a lot of fun with them. You know, the kids like it. You know, the adults do too.
Right.
But it's very fun. We get a lot of really good feedback with that, and it's kind of similar to the basketball where, you know, everything sounds like a good idea, but how do you make it work? You know what I mean? So you have to think outside of the box and start doing different things with my chains and my belts. And to give an example, is everybody knows a big gold belt and it's just all gold and a black strap, right? That everybody knows about that. But what I started doing is making something unique.
Right.
You know, so if your specific colors and your favorite colors were like the Lakers colors, I would make a product specifically for you, compared to just being black and gold. And so I kind of started doing that same thing with the basketball. How can I make this different? How can I make it unique? And who can I work with to help inspire everything?
Josh, I can kind of see, you know, the heavyweight champ of cars. Maybe some kind of belt for Steve and star ambassador Terry Crosby. I can see, you know, I can see that happening. I really could.
Sure. Sitting here talking with you, I think of Jesse Cole, the owner of the Savannah Bananas. And Jesse and I are good friends. We've done a lot together. You know, he wrote the foreword to my book, but you know, he said baseball is long, slow, and boring. You know, and he wanted fans to come out and enjoy the game, and he made it into almost like a circus atmosphere. And so people, you know, he's sold out every single game, you know, waiting list to get tickets. And I feel like you're sort of on that verge where you're like, hey, I want to do something different. I want to have some fun. Like this is, you know, I'm providing entertainment in Northwest Ohio, but also working with these young athletes. And I should connect you to because he's got some great ideas. And maybe you'd roll over to
that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely about being open-minded and listening to other people's ideas and not shutting people down. I mean, that's a part of being open-minded. So what he's doing is phenomenal. And he's taken a product that is not as high energy, tempo, pace, you know, and turning it into something very entertaining. And so we're trying to do the same thing. Vice versa, the game of basketball is very entertaining, but we just don't want to stop there. We just don't want it to be basketball. So we got the dance crews lined up.
I wanted you to elaborate on that.
So we partnered with a dance company that will be doing performance to help the crowd.
Oh, cool.
Same thing with a couple apparel companies that are going to be giving out T-shirts and, you know, just bringing the whole event as a whole compared to just the game of basketball.
You got to watch, Josh. You'd like it. I forget what network it's on. It's maybe Hulu or wherever I saw it, but it's called Winning Time: The Dynasty of the LA Lakers. And one of the key things to making the Lakers Showtime, besides having a good team, obviously, but they would tell you in that piece, it's a great series. Of the Laker cheerleaders. They brought the dance team. They weren't just cheerleaders. I mean, they danced and they brought energy and excitement. Oh, Paula Abdul came from this. She was a Laker dancer. And I mean, they created energy in the building, and that was a big thing for them.
Yeah, it is, and it helps people fall in love with that organization.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want. You want people to come back. You want people to follow you on social media. But you have to set up all these, you know, kind of tools or resources for them to have that emotional tie. You know? And that's part of sales. But at the same time, that's a strategy to grow. You want people to be emotionally involved, and you want to try to tackle all aspects, whether, you know, youth or adults or in between. You want to try to do your best to get as much emotional ties in a positive way.
100%.
Well, you're doing it. You're creating engagement. You're creating the energy. You know, it's amazing. We're looking forward to watching you continue to grow. And I can't wait. You guys are obviously deep involved, and so we're going to be involved, and we're going to see this thing succeed all the way to the end.
That's awesome.
So thanks for being here today. Thanks for tuning in to watch Josh on the Steve Taylor Community Connection. We hope you tune in next time. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you. Bye.